Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, 'twas in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books of surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door, this it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hastening then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I was sure I heard you." Here opened wide the door, darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word was spoken, was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon as I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what there at us, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, with a mainly flirt and flutter. In there stepped a statent raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obliged to maid he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but within mine or lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon the bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then the ebony black beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, with the grave and stern decrum of the countenance it wore. "Thought thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou?" I said. "Art thou sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore? Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled at this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly. Through its answer little meaning, little relevance bore. We cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door, bird or beast above the sculpture bust above his door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, nothing further than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by the reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," I said, "what it utters, its only shock in stall, caught from some unhappy master, who unmercifully disaster followed fast until his song one branded bore, till the degree of his hope and melancholy branded bore of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird unfastened door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ghastly gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no salver expressing, to flow whose fiery eyes now burning into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushioned velvet lining, that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamps gloated o'er, she shall press nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by surf from whose footfalls twinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch! I cried, thy God hath lent thee by these angels, he has sent thee respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe of forgotten lost Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, wherever tempest sent or wherever tempest tossed thee here, saw desolate yet all undaught on this desert land, enchanted on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there blame enguiled? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, by that heaven that binds above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden it shall clasp a saint maiden, in the angel's name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, in the angel's name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked up starting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's plutonium shore. Leave no plume as a token of the lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and thine form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seemings of a demon's that is dreaming. On the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.